All right. Well, welcome to the call, everyone. My name is Dr. Kurt Fisnick. I'm up in Fargo, North Dakota. We're having some beautiful weather. We're supposed to get another foot of snow here. It looks like it's just starting to kind of spit at us right now. And but boy, like I was saying earlier, we have some beautiful summers. There, we get 3 really nice days every year. I'm just kidding. We do have some nice weather up here too. And so anyhow, that's not what we're here for. We're here to talk about the Age Pill. What a fantastic product from Sisel. Tom Maurer just really outdid himself with this. Here's a product that it's changing lives everywhere I go. Last weekend I was out in Portland, Oregon, and I was there able to share information with over 100 people there, along with Sabra and her daughters and my son. And then we went up to Seattle on Sunday, and we shared with a couple more people up there, and then back across the states, all the way back to the United States, and we're over here to North Dakota. And what I found is that nobody wants to get old. Everybody wants to stay young. They want to find ways of acting young and feeling young and looking young. And you can't go to the grocery store, to the supermarket, without really seeing anti-aging on every single magazine that's out there. And so aging is really something that people want to find out. What can they do to really slow it down? So tonight we're going to share a few stories, and here we're coming on the last week of the month. We're really building kind of for a grand finale for the month of March. And who can you share these stories with? Who do you know that has problems that they want to get rid of? So I'm going to start out. I'm going to go out to Lynn Palizzi. Lynn, if you want to jump on the call, I'm going to unmute you. And if you'd like to just share your story. So Lynn, you're unmuted.
Hi.
If you'd like to share your story, welcome to the call. How are you tonight?
Good. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
You can?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. Hi. So do you just want to hear like my experiences with the Age Pill?
Yeah, if you'd want to just tell us what you've experienced, what kinds of things you've noticed, and what kind of changes you've seen in your life. Yeah, I'd like to hear.
Okay. So I started doing it like September, and I did the first 3 months, 6 and 6, and then I dropped down to 3 and 3, but I didn't really notice anything happening. So now I'm back up to 6 and 6, and I'm doing the TXS or TSX along with it. And I've noticed that my body as a whole is starting to look younger. The other day in the mirror, I noticed my tummy's not sticking out anymore, which was pretty exciting. And the veins on my hands are shrinking. And I'm going to be 65 in a couple of weeks. And I've noticed that the skin on my face is going back to a youthful look again. And my gray hair is going away. So I can only guess what is happening on the inside.
Wow. So
yeah.
Lynn, you're going to be turning 67 in a couple of weeks. Happy birthday. I want to say happy birthday early, and I know everybody on the call is wishing you a happy birthday as well. So you're feeling younger. You're noticing that your skin is looking younger.
Yeah.
And your face is looking younger. Your hair's looking younger.
Yeah, and everybody that I see who I've known, I've lived in Coeur d'Alene for 30 years, and they either tell me I look like I've not changed at all, or they go, "What are you doing? You look look healthy. Your skin's glowing." And I attribute a part of that to my diet as well, because I've transitioned from, I've been vegetarian for 45 years, but I've transitioned over into more raw food. So I'm like 95% raw food and 5% a little bit of cooked food. So I attribute, everything that I'm doing to preventing aging. And I wanted to, as I hear about all these people getting cancers and stuff, what I wanted to do was to prevent anything like that happening. So that's why I started my quest like years ago, and then running into the H pill is like amazing, and I'm really grateful that it's here and that it's available to most people. The one thing that I've encountered with people who want to try it, because there's a cleansing that goes on when you first start, and if you don't understand that you're cleansing, oh, I got a stomach ache, so I quit. And I'm like, no, you have to go through this cleansing so that your cells will be able to regenerate in a young way. And that's the main thing I've been having problems with. But I figure I'll just give an example.
A few people will have those detox symptoms because, depending on what your lifestyle's been like, depending on what toxins you've been exposed to, and then depending on, like Lynn was saying, diet, this whole thing with the glycation and the lipofusion, and I won't get into the science behind it, but when the age pill starts removing that, all that gunk, all that buildup in your cells, and allows the stem cells to go back to work, sometimes you might feel a little bit of the detoxing from it. So you bet. Well, thanks for sharing it. And Lynn, the one thing that I'll just talk about is that you're doing the right combination. We just talked about that on the doctor's call on Tuesday, how the TSX and the age pill work together, because the age pill, what it does is it removes the glycation, the lipofusion, allows the stem cells to work, and the stem cells are really kind of the repair guys in your body, and the TSX is a product that enhances the telomeres and allows the telomeres to stay long. And if you've got some questions on telomeres, just go do a Google search on it. It'll blow you away. I was sharing with a friend of mine the other day that the doctors, the cancer clinics now are starting to use telomere science to actually detect and determine what kind of cancer people have. So we're going to see more and more of this as things go on. And so people like Lynn and myself and all of you that are taking these products, you're just going to find that it's going to work that much better. So Lynn, thanks again for sharing it, and I look forward to hearing from you again in the future. Thank you.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye now. Well, everyone, that is so exciting. I'm going to go out to Marilyn down in Australia. And Marilyn, just if you could share with everybody a little bit about what you're noticing with the age pill, what kind of changes are you seeing? I've got you unmuted. If you want to share with everybody. This is Marilyn from down in Australia, down under.
Thank you, Curtis. I've been using Tom's products for 22 years, the TSX since March 2011, and the age pill since 19 September last year. I managed to shut the top of my index finger in a drawer, and I believe I broke the knuckle well over 25 years ago. My finger had a slight curve to it, and I noticed the other day, if I held my fingers up straight, that all my fingers are now dead straight, except the index finger on the knuckle itself has a lump. But I believe it's been working on my skeletal system. I feel there's been a difference in my toes as well. I had an unusual detox experience between the 24th and 29th of December. My feet, my hands, my face, and the whites of my eyes all turned yellow, and I realised I had yellow jaundice. I haven't heard anybody else mention this. I had a visit with my homeopath on my return home, and he said I possibly had hepatitis lurking in my system, and that I had actually detoxed it out. And I thought, wow, I've listened to Andrea McKinney's YouTube this morning, and she's talking about her stretch marks on her stomach. My stretch marks on my stomach and my breasts are now almost invisible. And that's back from a son who's now 50 years old. I'm 75 this year. I recently had an ECG, which was normal, blood sugar, normal, and my doctor did a general health pathology on me, and everything came back normal, apart from my sodium level was 1 point down, and he said that wasn't an issue. And I just thank Tom for the age pill. Like Lynn, I did 3 months of 6 morning and night, stopped after about 3.5 months, saw you in Sydney on the 17th of February, and came home and recommenced 6 morning and night. And I feel fabulous.
All
Thanks.
right. Well, Marilyn, that's fantastic. And you said 75 years old, right?
That's correct. 76 in November.
76 in November. And for everybody that's listening to the call, everybody that's listening to the recording, think about that. Here we got somebody who's mid-70s that's not only going out and having great results like this, but she's actually going out and building a business. And Marilyn, isn't it fun to know that at your age you can go out and you can build your own business on the side from the other things that you're doing?
Correct. And exciting that I'm looking after what's like a mini orchard with 8 fruit trees and a big vegetable garden and a big flower garden with the help of a lady a couple of hours a week.
There you go. Well, Marilyn, thanks for sharing this morning and for you and this evening here in the States. I really appreciate it, and I'll look forward to hearing more as you get younger and younger. Thank you. Well, let's go out to Millie. Millie's down in Australia as well. Millie, I got you unmuted. And I don't have any clue what your story is going to be today. Can you tell us what's going on? What are you noticing in your life since you started using the Sisel products?
Well, I started using the age pill in August when it was released for Australia. I also take the Toll, Omega, and a few other products. But I have psoriasis on my legs, only on my lower part of the body. And the skin used to flake off badly, and it used to be really red and sore. I noticed that once I started taking the age pill, it actually got worse before it got better. So now I've been on it for 7 months, and my psoriasis on my legs is clearing up. So
wow.
That's a big plus for me. So
yeah.
anybody with psoriasis...
How long did you notice before the psoriasis actually started to get better?
Probably about 4 to 5 months.
Okay. That's important for people to know, because sometimes I think they see all these great testimonials that people are sharing that they feel better in 2 to 3 days, and then they look at their skin and they go, oh, it's not gone yet. So, so that's important to know. 4 to 5 months before you really start to notice it.
Yeah. Well, what actually caused the psoriasis was I sprayed the house with insecticide outside, and I was wearing short jeans, and I didn't realise the spray had actually got on my legs and ruined the epidermis of my skin. And it has taken me that long. I've had it for over 10 years. So it has taken that long to find something that would actually heal the skin and repair it.
And isn't it amazing, Millie, that it's actually not a topical product that's curing it, or why we can't say cure, excuse me, wipe that out. That's actually helping. It's actually a product that you're taking orally that's making a difference.
Oh, big time. Because I also have an underactive thyroid, and now my thyroid levels are all back to normal, and I take no medication for that at all now.
So your thyroid is back to normal as well. And what products do you take again?
I take Toll, Omega Plus, the Age Pill, of course, and Body Shield occasionally, and Balance D.
Excellent. Well, Millie, thanks for getting on. And I know that, Marilyn kind of put you on the spot there, but I sure appreciate you sharing your story with everybody.
But also I did have fibromyalgia as well, where I had pain. I was in a car accident and I had pain all over my body, and that was gone within, probably 4 weeks of taking the Age Pill. I could actually stand up straight and run and walk. That was a plus too.
Wow. That's important. A lot of people have been asking about fibromyalgia, and so if I can share your story, that's perfect. So the fibromyalgia went away in 4 weeks after I started taking the Age Pill.
Yeah. So I stopped probably taking the Age Pill. We waited for a week, I think, or 2 weeks for a delivery. And the pain sort of started to come back. So people have got to realise that taking the Age Pill is probably long-term because your body needs it.
Yeah. Well, like I tell people, even though I'm having fantastic results, I'm never going to go off it. So,
Yeah.
All right.
Neither will I.
Well, Millie, thanks for getting on the call and sharing your story. I really appreciate that. And let's go now down to Rennie, and I'm going to go. This is actually out to Canada, so we're going to go to the other side of the world and see what's up with Rennie and have her share her story. So, Rennie, I've got you unmuted. If you want to share, I know you've got a lot of great things that have been happening.
Yeah. Is the volume good? You can hear me okay, Kurt?
Loud and clear. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you again for the invite. I just love these calls, and these testimonies are just fabulous. And so thank you for the invite. It's always a pleasure and an honor to be invited on these calls. And yes, I've had numerous benefits already happen. I started taking the Age Pill at 12 a day beginning of November, and took it for 3 months, 12 a day. And went off for the month of February went down to 6. But I came back up to 12, just personal preference at the beginning of March. So I've had lots of little things happen and some major things. But today the testimonies I'm going to talk about is I had ganglions on my wrist, right, at corner of my wrist there. And I guess Kurt can explain what they are better. And I didn't even notice this. A friend had asked me if Age Pill will address this issue. And I said, oh my gosh, I used to have those on my wrists, the right being more dominant, but they're gone since taking the Age Pill. So there was something that I didn't even have on my list of maybe let's see how this goes. So that was very interesting. Another one that I found quite interesting, I had melanoma. I've had different levels of skin cancers, but I did have melanoma. It came back in situ, which is what we all want. And it's just on my thigh, just sort of as my turning around the side. So it's quite meaty there. And as most people are aware, when they cut out melanoma, they really go deep because they want to make sure they get all the edges. So this was a deep scar of about a good 2 inches long. And although it never bothered me, I just think scars give you more character. If you go through life without any scars, it's pretty boring. Anyway, so now when I can press my thumb very deeply on that scar, and it's really faded, but I mean, I know it's there, but there is no difference in the skin structure, even pressing really hard. So that, to me, was really, I thought, quite profound. So really pleased about that. Another thing that's happening is my eyesight is improving. And of course, this is quite significant. I'm 67, coming 68, a couple of months here. And for a while, a few years back, well, quite a few years now, been wearing prescription glasses, and I've always had 20/20 vision. It was just the age thing where your arms start getting shorter, so hence the glasses. Prescription, what are they called now?
Like reading glasses?
Well, no, but I can't think of the kind of lens. Progressive lens.
Bifocals. Bifocals or
Well,
trifocals?
bifocals, I guess, back in the day. Progressive now. So nonetheless, but I had a sensitivity to the light. Like I lived in my sunglasses. I would wear them in stores because even the lights were too bright. Sitting in a restaurant, and my daughter said, it was starting to look a little cray-cray, Mom, but I needed them. I couldn't stand the brightness. So now that is completely gone. I had dry eye as well. That has gone. And my vision is improving to the point, well, I don't need glasses at all to drive. And I'm just about at the point where I can be on my computer. Sometimes it's at the point where my glasses, when you start to need glasses and you're thinking, oh, I just can't see, and it sort of bothers your eyes. Now I'm going the other way. I need my glasses, but I'm just at the point of not needing them. So I think that amazes me. So yes, I will be on age pill forever. I mean, why would you not?
Wow. Well, for everyone that's listening, ganglionic cysts, they usually occur in the hand, but you can have them in other places as well. And it's when the nerves, they actually get this growth on them. And usually you have to go in and have surgery and have them surgically taken out. And so Lynn, how long had you had the ganglionic cyst?
Oh, are you asking somebody else, or are you asking me, Rennie, Kurt?
Rennie, how long had you had the ganglionic cyst?
I think I've had them, I'm going to say maybe 10 years. They've never really bothered me, but they were, certainly pronounced, like I say, on the right hand, enough that I'm amazed to have them gone now. And the veins on the back of my hands too, something that's never really bothered me. But again, they are lessening as well. So all that, but yeah, I bet you I had those cysts for good 8 to 10 years.
Wow. That's so cool, Rennie. Yeah. So you're feeling younger, you're getting rid of some of these, old medical conditions that you've had, and you're looking younger, and you said this year you'll turn 68. So again, think about that, folks. I mean, here the product didn't come out until July or August here in North America. Rennie's been on it really. You started right away, right? Probably in August, right?
Well, no, I came in to do the business mid-October. So by the time I got my stuff, my product and everything, it was getting close. So I say that I started 12 a day at the beginning of November. And wow. The other two I noticed, because some people, and Andrea said that she was sort of disappointed. She was hearing all these people and they were talking about this energy that they had, this very sustained energy, and she wasn't getting it. And she was thinking, put off. But she had a lot of toxics in her brain because of the business she does, refinishing furniture and such. And so I feel it's sort of the same with me. I may not be getting some of the other benefits that I hear. Like I've hit a couple of walls a couple of times where I'm so sleepy, but it doesn't last long. But I've had significant gastrointestinal issues like colitis. And so I think it's still spending a lot of time repairing all what's going on in there. So yeah.
Have you noticed any changes with the gastrointestinal, with the colitis?
Yes, I must say I do. I eat a lot of turmeric and things like that as well. But I've definitely seen benefits, going forward as far as the gastrointestinal.
Excellent. Well, Rennie, thanks for sharing your story. I know we'll hear from you in the future as well, because there's just so many things that I know are changing in your life. So thanks, Rennie, for being on, and good luck in the future as well.
Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you. All right. So we're going to go out here now to, I'm going to go up to Keith. I think Keith, yeah, I think I got your number here. Do I have you unmuted, Keith? No? Let me see. Maybe I didn't unmute the right one. Hang on. Let's see. Some people, I don't know your numbers here, so I'm going to go up to Sabra. I'm going to unmute you, Sabra. Sabra is from out in Portland, Oregon, Vancouver, Washington area. And, you know, I know, Sabra, you've had a lot of fantastic changes as well. If you'd want to share them with everybody, let people know what you've noticed.
Okay. Hi, everybody. I'm enjoying these testimonials. They're great. Yeah, I've had some changes. I've been on the age pill for, I would say, about 5-6 months. And I'm also taking the Golden Triangle and TSX. But right in the beginning, I noticed things in the first month. I had started having a lot of kind of aches and pains, I don't know, kind of non-destructive. And I thought, well, maybe I'm getting arthritis. I was having quite a bit of pain in my hips, so going upstairs was starting to really bother me. And if I get down on the floor to play with the kids, I'd have a harder time getting up and that kind of thing. So I noticed, though, after the first month on the product that I wasn't having that anymore. And I do not have any of those weird little aches and pains like I was having all over, and definitely not in my hips. So that's wonderful. My son-in-law, he started just about the time I did, right after I did, and he has diabetes. And he was having a lot of numbness in his feet and just a lot of things. He even had a heart attack early on, and he's not old. So I was really happy to be able to get him on, and he has had some miraculous things going on. His feet are feeling better. Just everything is feeling better, and his hair is turning back well, he has very dark hair, so that's turning back, and so he's really thrilled with the product. And I've been getting so many great reports from different distributors that, you know, they're feeling so much better, have a lot of energy, and just all the things that we have to deal with as we're getting older. So I love the age pill, and I'll never stop. I love it.
Well, Sabra, I'll tell you what, I mean, when I was out in Portland with you last week helping you do the show, the one thing I can tell you too, and I don't know, you know what, you know, as far as looks, how you looked before, but man, you really have some beautiful skin. It seems like you just have a abundance of energy.
Thank you. Yes, I'm feeling great. And I've had a lot of health issues, including cancer and all kinds of things, thyroid, I mean, you name it. And so I know the age pill is still working on a lot of those things. But yeah, it's wonderful. I just really feel great benefits from it.
Excellent. Well, thanks for sharing tonight, and good luck with everything out there on the West Coast. Let's get this out to everybody we possibly can, and let them know what's going on and how it's helping people. So thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's go up to Minnesota and talk to Cindy up there. Cindy, how are you doing tonight? And again, I don't even know what your story you're going to share with us either. Can you hear me? Cindy? I think I've got, you're muted out. Cindy, are you there now?
Yeah. Hi, Kurt.
There you go. Hey, how are you tonight?
Doing fantastic. I'm with the rest of the gang, loving the testimonies. So thanks for sharing this.
You bet. Thanks for being on the call.
You're welcome. So my story, I'm kind of like, well, I do take the age pill and for the RIP and a bunch of the other ones too, a lot more for digestion, for the Bouncy and the shakes and things of that nature. But I am a right at the young age of 52, and I'm one of those girls that just wants to not feel the effects of aging. And so what I'm loving about the products, and I've tested them because I've not used them for a week, and so even with going throughout my daily routine of working out a couple times a week, and then just even working with my sister, who you know so well, Miss Carmen, I'm not as strong as I thought I was without the Sisel product. I'm not a superwoman. I'm a Sisel woman. That's my new thing. But I just have, I have just a great energy flow that seems just to keep pretty consistent. Clarity of my mind is there. My mood seems to be a lot better. I'm just always on the up and up now, able to process things. And I actually have to add on the Sisel Rips. I do have some digestive issues that flare up a little bit, just small ones, but I'm noticing even with that product, it helps me when my stomach gets a little flary. The enzymes in there must be what's in there that are just amino acids. Whatever's in the Sisel Rips is really helping calming my stomach with that too. But the muscle retention, just all that is phenomenal. But you take the product like Tom had mentioned, I doubled up, but I am down to 3 in the morning and 3 at night, or early evening, I should say, and I just trust the science. I just know that it's doing what it needs to do, but it's keeping me bouncing around like a little bunny, so I like that. I like having the energy and just keep doing what I need to do, so not sure what else I can share with you, bud.
All right. Well, Cindy, and happy birthday. I know you just had a birthday.
Yeah, it's all day long, baby.
All right. Well, happy birthday, and thanks for sharing your story with everybody, and say hi to your sister and your whole family up there. And I know that I mean, you're like I said on your Facebook page, you know, you don't look like you're a day older than the day I met you. So, wow.
Yay.
All right. Well, thank you. Have a great night. All right. Well, you know, and you think about that. Here we got someone who's just turned 52, and sorry, I just shared your age, but you know, she wants to stay young. She doesn't want to feel old, and so you don't want to wait until you start having the symptoms. What if you start doing it before you start getting sick? And that's what Cindy just shared with us. So Cindy, thanks for sharing that. What I'd like to do now, Peter from down in Australia, Peter Corden, if you'd want to hit the *6 on your phone and unmute yourself. I don't know which phone line is yours, so I have a hard time unmuting you there. Peter, there you are.
Hi, Dr. Kurt. This is Peter. How are you?
I'm doing great, Peter. How are things up there in the Sunshine Coast?
We've been having a lot of rain lately. So everything's really clean and green. Yeah, really great.
All right. Well, tell me a little bit about what you've noticed since you started using the age pill and the Sisel product. What kind of changes have you seen?
Okay. I just clocked 77 and a half years in this body. So it had started to slow down after 75. Couldn't do the things I was used to doing. Never had to let up in my life, always running high speed. But a year ago, fortunately, I went on the Triangle of Life, and I wouldn't say that I saw anything remarkable, but I knew it was very high quality nutritional supplements, so I stayed with it. But then Tom produced the turbocharger, and the age pill came in September, and then things really started happening. One was I started detoxing. Didn't like that much. Knew it was happening, so cut back to 2 and 2. I had suffered swollen ankles, which I put down to kidney malfunction. Within a couple of months, even on a lower dose, they were starting to normalize. after a couple of months, I was able to ramp up to 3 and 3. The ankles are normal now. Big thing that happens, Dr. Kurt, is the skin changes. And when you get into this period of life, the backs of the hands get really thin, and if you hit something as you're walking along, they'll bleed. Well, they're back to normal. And the skin all over the body looks great. It's got a shine to it. Looks fantastic. So the other part is that your face changes. Now, for someone my age, this is a really fantastic possibility. Right on. And it's a great sales thing because people ask you, what are you on?
Right.
Now, I think it was Napoleon Hill who said that your disadvantage is your greatest advantage. So my disadvantage might be that I'm a senior citizen, but it's becoming my advantage because they're seeing me